The developers of Ghostlore recently asked the community for ideas and suggestions for the upcoming legendary items. A few days ago, they provided an update with a tentative list of these new items, which will be called Mythic Legendaries, as the purple ones are already named Legendary. The list is really extensive, and I'm excited to see such a huge array of new effects. These items will dramatically change the game, as the current ones are quite generic and only provide regular stats. And while yes, there can be a lot of stats on one item, especially with gems and enchants, they don't significantly alter gameplay. So the new Mythic Legendaries will bring a dramatic shift in playstyle. Before I go over some of my favorites, let me show you what the developer said about the whole system. One of the things we have been unhappy about with the skill system is that the build only had a very limited set of combo skills to choose from. Since each combo skill requires 2 classes to access, 3 classes only allows access to around 5 combo skills. Another thing which we wanted to avoid was to find items which did cool things to skills but were useless to you unless you played that specific class. Many of the new Mythic Legendaries come with affixes which grant a skill and sometimes change the way the skill works completely. These will affix a note on the skill grid with that skill as long as the item is equipped. These skill notes can be used to access combo skills. So let me break it down. I'm really excited about what they have in store for us. We have 6 classes, each with 4 skills, and your character has access to 3 classes once you reach level 30. The problem is that while you can access the base skills of all 3 chosen classes, you can only access a limited amount of combo skills, since they require access to specific class skills and need to be combined on the skill grid. So with this new item system, we will have access to every skill from every class. For example, the item Kaka grants blood magic at a random spot on the skill grid. But that's not all. Many of these items also modify skills in ways the base skills didn't. For example, this one grants Thunderstorm at a random spot on the skill grid and also causes sparks of lightning to emanate from enemies when hitting them with a basic attack. This one grants Radiant Spear at a random spot on the skill grid and has a chance to summon 3 rays of light that deal damage when using a skill. Or we have this one that grants Chakram at a random spot on the skill grid and also greatly increases the area and damage of Chakram. Once we get those items, the way you build your character will change drastically. You will be able to focus more on passives and skill modifiers, while accessing the most important skills for your build directly from the legendary items. So now let me go over some of the most interesting effects. This one changes the attack animation into one where you can attack while moving, which will be very interesting to see how this one works out. This one gives us a combo meter that increases damage the more it is filled, and the meter increases upon skill usage, but decreases upon consecutive usage of the same skill. This one makes minions explode and do damage upon death, while decreasing your minion HP and increasing their movement speed. We have a similar effect already in the Exorcist class with the Deadman switch, so I think this item combined with that passive on a Haunt build could be really nuts. This one transfers 30% of your damage taken to your minions, which is of course amazing for survivability. This one grants special glyphs that adds attack damage to skill damage when using skills. If it works as I think it does, it will add your basic attack damage stat to your skill damage, which means you could easily double your damage output, which is just insane. This one creates whirlwinds at regular intervals that deal basic attack damage. I'm really curious if this will trigger our skill modifiers that trigger on basic attack damage. The next one releases swarms of ricocheting rings that deal attack damage. The next one is probably the most significant. It grants the Were-Tiger skill at a random spot, and it allows skill usage as the Were-Tiger or the White Tiger. If you didn't know, currently you can pretty much use no skills while you are transformed, and you rely completely on triggered skills. So if you are able to use skills while you are in Were-Tiger form, It will be a real game changer. The next one makes your minions surrounded by a swarm of bees, which drain their life but damages enemies around them. This again is such a unique and special effect. I really love it. This one makes all projectiles gain the homing property, and this one creates a trail of grasping undead hands that block enemies' movement but allows the player to pass through, allowing the player to create enclosures around enemies. So as you can see, there are so many unique and thoughtful effects. It's not just generic stuff like increased HP or attack speed. This really shows that the developers care about the game and want it to be as fun as possible. And on top of the new item system, we are also getting a cosmetic and animation overhaul. Here is a sneak peek of what's to come. The 3D models will eventually be converted into the 2D pixel graphics. And there is even more coming. We will get several additional equipment slots, including ring, neck, chest, waist, legs, feet, and 2 slots for dual-wielding weapons. However, it's important to note that this is still a work in progress, and they plan to release it by August this year, so some features might be cut. But to be honest, if even half of it makes it into the game, it would be a significant upgrade, like a Ghostlore 2.0. I really can't wait to play with all the new features. If you haven't gotten Ghostlore yet, it's already worth the asking price, and even more so after this update. So if you're an ARPG fan like me, you definitely want to keep an eye on this indie gem.